Hey guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I have a video I want to make real quick, guys, and I want to talk about the type of lies that narcissists tell. And I'm going to just go ahead and pretty much jump right into it. The first lie that they tell, the way that they lie, is one of the most obvious and popular ways, the blatant lie. You know, this is the lie that a lot of people, are struggling with. A lot of, survivors are suffering from the blatant lies that the narcissists tell because, they just have no empathy. They just are just telling this lie. It's just no truth to it. These things didn't happen. Whatever they're saying that happened, like, the male narcissist is probably going to say, oh, I never hit her. The female narcissist is going to say to their male partner, tell everybody that he hit me and, it didn't happen. You didn't hit her, and the male narcissist did hit you. So just the fact that they lie, and or they'll say, something happened to the children that didn't happen, that you did something to the children, just with no empathy. It's like they don't care. It's so painful for a lot of people. I know why it is, because you've been with this person, 2 years, 4 years, 10 years, or whatever, however long you were with them, and the fact that they can just say this lie that is just very risky for your livelihood, because these lies can take a huge blow to your freedom if the courts, by the way they handle these legal cases, find you guilty. And it's not always justice is not always being served for everybody. You got some innocent people that have been locked up by the lies of the narcissist. Just lies alone have lost their custody of their children, have gotten sued, and just all types of awful things that should not have happened. You got people sitting up in jail and prison because of the narcissist. Just these lies are very painful, and it takes people years and years and years to heal, and just start to reflect and understand why the narcissist said this. So this is what I'm going to get into it a little bit. Like, once you understand how that that evil, toxic person thinks in their mindset, and then you have to come and you start healing and growing, you start realizing they had to do what they had to do. And you start to realize and understand the nature of somebody that's toxic and unhealthy, how far they will go to get what they want and accomplish. And even though it's wrong, at some point you just start to understand, okay, they said this because I wanted a divorce, and and they didn't want to basically get put out the house, or pay me child support for custody of the kids. So this is probably why they said that, because they were hoping that I was going to be just in prison somewhere, in somebody's prison on lockdown 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just just a awful human being, while they just get everything, get the kids, get the house. So this is how far they're willing to go to win, to get what they want. And then you start coming to the conclusion that this is a completely cowardice of a person. This is a very, very evil person, that's selfish as hell. And they will just so vicious, they'll do anything to get what they want. Just no empathy at all. Most normal healthy people, if a breakup happens, they can go their own way. You can go your own way. Healthy people can do that without trying to get someone thrown in jail, without trying to take someone's kids away from them. Healthy people, have a conscience. They have morals. They don't. It doesn't. No healthy person would feel good about getting somebody locked up and thrown in jail. That just you just wouldn't be able to do that and sleep at night, because it's wrong. When you have a conscience, you are going to feel a certain way about doing bad things. Even though the narcissist did so many bad things to us, many of us couldn't go through with doing something bad to them. It's just have a conscience, even if you do get to that point where you have them in a situation and you know a lot about them, and you do have the information and the knowledge to put them in a situation and to get some type of revenge. Healthy people just can't go through with it. It's just, like I said, when you have a conscience, you just start to think about what you're going to do, and you put it together and you say, you know what, this is not worth it. I'll just let the higher power handle that. You know what I mean? So narcissists, on the flip side, the fact that they can go through all the way through with it, not just think about it, but put the plan in motion. They already know what they're going to say, and then to go downtown or go to the courthouse and tell the judge this happened and that happened and it never happened, and do it with all of these emotions like, oh yes, yes, he did hit me, and or she did hit me, or I never hit her, or, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going through this, just with all of those emotions, those fake emotions, because narcissists are actors. They are just trying to get something accomplished. They have a goal in mind, and it's just to get everything that they want. So they're just very very toxic, very evil people. So that's the lie that takes a lot out of people, that people are online every day. Some people are crying about. They just have to get mental health from the from a professional, mental help from a professional, because they never had someone treat them so cruelly and so meanly, and just the fact that they lost some things, or they're at risk from losing very things that are important to them. It just takes a lot of healing and a lot of time to understand how somebody can do something like that to you. Somebody that you used to be with, in a relationship with, and faithful to, that you've done things for, that can do something that mean and cruel to you. It takes a lot of healing and support to get through that. So the blatant lie is kind of the worst type of lie they could tell. Now I'm going to move on to the second lie, and this is the half truth. Now the half truth is just like, once it hits you, and once you see the half truth in motion, like some of you will see it in the legal system when you're going to court against a narcissist. They'll say something like, yeah, I did go to the house to get my things, but I didn't hit her. You're just looking at them like, okay, wow. Like, wow. So one thing immediately that you realize about the half truth is that the part that the narcissist did, like the worst part of it, they're not going to admit to it. Like, like I said, oh, I went to the house to get my things, but I didn't hit her. The worst part, obviously, they're not going to admit to it, because it doesn't benefit them. For one, to say that, it's no benefit into admitting the truth to them, because they have no conscience. They don't feel, they're not going to let you make them look bad. It doesn't benefit them to tell the truth. And they don't want to look bad, in front of people. They want to be the victim, in those type of settings, around other people. They want to be the victim and want you to look crazy. So that wouldn't be a part of their game plan by admitting, that they did hit you, or, assault you, or whatever. It doesn't work like that for them. So the half truth is just, it's one of them things that you'll start to think, okay, I see why you did this. You want to be the victim, and you want to paint me as the crazy person. Because if I say something happened and you say it didn't happen, and you're being way more emotional than I could ever be, and I'm the victim, you are really making people think that, either I'm the narcissist, I'm that evil, or either, I have some mental health issues. So the half truth is, it's just one of them things. It's just disgusting, that they have to recreate it and make it their version. And that's how you understand it. Okay, so they do have memory. They don't have any memory issues or anything. This is all so calculated and strategic, you know. So you admit to coming over there, placing yourself, but you ain't going to admit to this. So they also, it seems like they know what people are going to buy. You know, it seems like they know they got to admit to some things and then not admit to other things. So just, you know, be on the lookout for that. They're not going to admit to the worst things. They'll admit to like little events, little things, but it's the things that are really like disturbing, the cruelest things, they don't want no association with that. So they're gonna make you seem like you're the liar about that. So that's the part about the half truth. It's just hard to digest, but at the same time, at some point you'll understand, okay, they told the half truth because they want to come off as believable and honest, and they want to make them people think, you know, whoever it is, that they can be honest, that they are telling the truth. But the bad part about it, you know, of the truth, the vicious thing that they did, they don't want to admit to that because it's not going to make them, it's going to make them look bad. So I'm going to, you know, move on to the next type of lie that they tell, the blame shift. Now, when you hear the word blame shift, you know, you kind of think like, okay, so this is somebody that's blaming someone and they're shifting the blame to the other person, right? You know, kind of projection, blame shift is, you know, kind of the same thing. So, you know, this is the thing where like they may say you did it and they didn't do it, you know, kind of like their own shortcomings are your fault. Like in another example, if narcissists lost their job or something, they'll make it seem like they were so stressed from dealing with you and just trying to make you feel bad and putting everything on you when they were the ones showing up late to work every day, not really probably following the company's rules. You know, they break rules. They make their own rules and do what they want to do. You know, they're narcissists, you know. But they may make it seem like at home you were, you know, always complaining about the kids, letting the kids cry all the time and they couldn't get rest and that's why they were late, and just put you know, the blame on you and, you know, make you feel guilty, make you feel bad because some of their points may kind of relate to the situation and what they're speaking, but just the fact that they're not taking any accountability and they're making it seem like it's your fault, and it makes people feel bad, you know, that do have empathy, you know. It makes people feel bad, like, okay, yeah, you know, maybe this did happen and, you know, I could have did this better, you know, I don't know, but they want to make you feel pretty much bad for them. That's why they do that blame shifting, you know. It's a way to make you feel guilty and bad, you know, like everything is your fault. I remember when I went to court against a narcissist, and we went to court for domestic violence because this particular narcissist was you know, abusive, and he would just say things like in court. I remember one incident where he said I did it but I didn't do it, you know, as far as the abuse that he, you know, when he was violent to me. He said I did it but I didn't do it. It was actually more so considered word salad, devil talk, which I'm gonna get into in a minute. But it's also like projection and blame shift, because in one way you can think about him saying I did it but I didn't do it. In one way you could think about him saying that you can look at it like this, you know, I hit her but I really, you know, didn't do it because I, you know, it wasn't a assault that left a lot of marks or, you know, bruised her that bad, you know. That may be one way he was trying to explain it, like, y'all don't have any proof, so I did it, but I didn't do it because it wasn't any, bruises or, like a lot of other people, some other abusers leave, Another way you can look at it, what's the next type of lie I'm going to jump into. This is the last one. It's word salad and double talk. So, he said I did it, but I didn't do it. It's kind of just unintelligible. It's nonsense. What do you mean you did it, but you didn't do it? What does that mean? It's kind of like just rambling. It doesn't really make sense, and it's like narcissists do this to distract people from the truth. It's confusing, this language in a court setting. Definitely, they don't really expect people to say things like that. They kind of like to get to the bottom of things, and that type of, it makes you sound really like it makes you, when you say something like that, it makes you sound unintelligent. You have a lack of education, and they may feel sorry for someone like that in a legal setting that says something like I did it but I didn't do it. And when you talk about word salad, that's exactly what it is. Narcissists say things like that. They ramble. In psychology, they also say that word salad has a relationship to schizophrenia behaviors. About schizophrenia, there's things that take place when people have schizophrenia, such as them hearing voices, or seeing things, or things happening with them like another reality. So they may say things that, like, start talking about something that just doesn't make sense. Like, they might start talking about, well, my grandma, she was at the mountain, and then the sky's blue, and just rambling about random things. And people are, like they relate that to schizophrenia. But what narcissists are actually doing is very calculated and strategic. They are trying to change the subject. So, whether these individuals, I know, schizophrenia can be a diagnosis that's comorbid with narcissism, because they do have other disorders like, bipolar or ADHD, or, many of them do. But whether or not they have that disorder is, I guess a doctor would have to, diagnose that. But I do believe narcissists, since they are so calculated and with things, and they're so selfish, they do this to, confuse people, to throw them off, to change the topic. It's kind of like, when you think about changing the topic, it kind of reminds me of something like a teenager would do when their parents are, trying to punish them or something, or when their parents are asking them something and they don't want to talk, and they're asking, like, how was school today? And they start talking about, they don't want to talk about it. So maybe they change the topic to talk about what we're going to eat tonight for dinner, because I hope we're not eating what we had last night or something. And you may forget that you asked them the initial question that you asked them, because they just changed the subject and they start talking about something else. And, people do that as a strategy, and you wouldn't believe how that works sometimes in a legal setting. I've seen that the narcissists that I have to deal with do that. And people just, we live in a fast world. It's a very fast lane. People really don't have time to catch everything when they should. And you feel that way as a victim, but the world is just, so fast paced. And, even though you got a day in court or whatever, it's only a certain amount of time. You may get an hour to an hour and a half to tell what's been going on in your life for the past 2 years. That's not a lot of time to tell events and behaviors and things that you've been through. And, so the sad thing is that people don't catch slick behaviors like they should. They don't see the obvious, and, they don't understand narcissism. So that's why I feel like this is such a great time in the world with everything that's going on right now. All of this information, all of these channels out here about abusers and, toxic people, slash narcissists. It's just a great time to get people in power, and people that, have to deal with the lives of people that are trying to divorce a narcissist, or, people that have the power to, make these decisions and, pretty much control people's lives, for them to understand this. This is so important that they get it, the way we get it. So, just keep sharing these videos, guys, and just supporting this community, guys. I appreciate you all so much for watching this, guys, and just comment below. Just tell me what you think about this video, and I will talk to you guys soon.